Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today's matchup will be the Vampire Counts taking on the Dwarves in a multiplayer battle on Cliff of Beasts. Poison Ducky will be leading today's Vampire Counts, and Grumbrindle will be leading today's Dwarves. If you have not already, please go check out Poison Ducky's channel, a very good friend of mine, and a fellow content creator as well. Makes fantastic videos. But yeah, his YouTube channel will be linked in the description. Please go sub to him, support him, and yeah, we'll go over his forces for the start, as we have a Lamian Vampire Lord on a Blood Dragon, 3 Fellbats, along with a front line of 6 zombies, a unit of Skeleton Warriors, more Skeleton Warriors, and looks like a backline of 3 Graveguard with great weapons, another Skeleton Warrior, and a unit of Karen Wraiths. So, very interesting unit. Not the best pick in most matchups, but I think they do pretty well versus Dwarves, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see what they do real quick. So they do magical damage and armor piercing, so I mean that's going to be great for them. So let's just get this over here, so I can make sure I get all their stats. Alright, so they actually have, okay, Strider, cost terror, physical resistance. Oh, they have a lot of physical resistance. Okay, and he has two black coaches along with a Vargulf to round off his force. For the forces of the dwarves, led by Grumbrindle, we have Ungrim Iron Fist along with a front line of 4 Longbeards, I believe. Just making sure, so no dwarf warriors in here. In the back line, he does have 3 dwarf warriors with great weapons, 2 units of slayers. A minor unit, 1 unit, oh, he has 4 units of dwarf warriors with great weapons, 2 units of thunderers, and 1 flame cannon and 1 regular cannon to round off his force. And let's get right into it. But yeah, Poison Ducky is gonna he's gonna have to attack, of course, especially when there's this big, he just outgunned anyways, and I mean, you can't really do anything as counts. You kind of have to rush in all situations mostly, just because the fact that you lack skirmish, like, they have no skirmish whatsoever, except for campaign units, but that doesn't delete the fact in multiplayer. But he's gonna start moving over with his Fellbats. He has his Blood Dragon Vampire. No, it's not Blood Dragon. Lamian Vampire Lord and the Vargulf, which are gonna be pretty hard to take down. The Slayers and Ungrim have a lot of work cut out for them here, and along with the Thunders and Cannons. But yeah, the Graveguard are definitely going to be a little bit of a problem, and the Black Coaches are going to be able to kind of like run through the front line-ish. But yeah, we have this Vargulf who is getting a little bit of ahead of here. Should watch out just because of the cannon fire, but it looks like, what are the cannons focusing? Okay, so we do have Thunderers shooting in to this Vargulf here. Fellbats kind of maneuvering around the dwarf position, kind of encircling. We do have Thunderers starting to shoot at these Fellbats over here. Fellbats are they're terrible leadership. I mean, they're really good for chasing off units, but I mean, like, let's say they go into a unit of dwarf warriors, they're gonna get absolutely destroyed. They get like 1 volley from Way Watchers, they're gonna just be destroyed. Just to show an example. But we do have Flame Cannon Shot actually going in for these Graveguard here, which is the best choice at this point. Of course, they're the most elite units of the Vampire Counts roster, at least infantry wise. And looks like we have another shot coming in, and not dwarf warriors, Thunderers are starting to shoot into zombies. Probably need to start focusing. Oh my gosh, these guys are getting absolutely disintegrated as they march forward into the dwarven position. Another flame cannon shot coming down here, and we do have the frontline engagement starting with the Longbeards charging into Skeleton Warriors. Looks like these units of Skeleton Warriors are actually going to try to get in the back line, possibly just squeeze through this little gap, which would be the smart play here. We have the Karen Wraiths and the Vargulf actually sneaking through, which is a really good job by Poison Ducky here. Grumbrindle has a lot of holes in his line, and Poison Ducky is going to use those holes to his advantage and kind of sneak through. But we do have the Slayers who are getting on this Vargulf, so the Vargulf's going to need to pull out somewhat soon. Kieran Race are in here though, and they're going to be able to kind of support this battle, at least this little engagement in the formation here. Yeah, but Vargolf is getting pretty low, lost a quarter of HP already. So has the Lamian Vampire Lord, but it looks like a nice breath attack coming from Poison Ducky into the side of these Longbeards, and seduction going down on them as well. We have the frontline engagement going pretty well for the counts as the Lamian Vampire Lord does dive down, and one of these black coaches are getting absolutely pounded. That's not the best use of them. Oh, it's actually a corpse cart. Never mind. It's one black coach and a corpse cart. That's my bad. Thought they looked like the same thing in the back, so I thought it was the same. But that is a mistake made by me. As the Lamian Vampire Lord gets up in the air, and if you could actually get a breath attack here, that could be super bad for the dwarves. But we do have a unit of Graveguard actually pushing through, and they're going to try to get in the lines of, in the backs of these miners right here, while we have the Vargolf trying to help this frontline engagement push it towards the Vampire count way here. We do have Slayers jumping onto the and Thunderers, jumping onto this Lamian Vampire Lord as Ungrim comes racing past, and he's going to try to go kill this Lamian Vampire Lord in the duel here, and we'll see if he's up to the task. But otherwise, we do have the zombies who are doing somewhat of a good job, just kind of holding these guys in place, making Grumbrundle commit some units to kind of deal with it, leaving him to... oh, it's actually a breath attack that's going to come down, and it's going to catch a lot of Fellbats, but it's going to do a lot of work towards these Thunders and Dwarf Warriors with great weapons. Looks like the Lamian Vampire Lord, which is a really good pick. And most occasions now, a lot of people would start using them more often, and I mean, they do the work. Corpse Guard engage along these Graveguard into these Longbeards, but we do have the Vargolf coming over, and this is going to change the tide of this little engagement, which is not with many dwarves or undead here. But we do have the Lamian Vampire Lord getting in the back line along with the Black Coach, halting these Thunders from shooting in anymore. And this big engagement right here is going in favor of the Vampire counts, as but I mean the Graveguard, I'm sorry, the Karen race are really depleted actually, and they're probably going to crumble out of existence anytime soon. Looks like we do have the Lamian Vampire Lord popping an overcast invocation of the Heck Army herself, and the Black Coach also getting that invocation as well. And now Black Coach is in big trouble as the Slayers get on that right there. But this left-hand engagement is going in favor of the Dwarves. They still have a cannon left. Oh, that's actually big. So if the cannon's able to get like point-blank shot... Oh, no, I was going to say, if it's able to get point-blank shots into the Vargolf, that could be huge. Just because of the fact that Vargolf is pretty good and does a number on Dwarven infantry, but it's really bad for Slayers, of course, and Ungrim. It takes quite a bit of damage unsupported. It's like controls. Basically, if you leave it in there for quite a while without infantry support, it's gonna die quickly. Oh, another great breath attack coming from Poison Ducky into these Dwarf Warriors, and Seduction going down once again, minusing speed and melee attack, which is good for the forces of Vampire counts, because now they're not gonna have to deal with all those hard-hitting Dwarven units. But we do have the Black Coach that is running away as quickly as possible as Ungrim tries to get on him. But yeah, we have the Lamian Vampire Lord diving in on these Longbeards, kind of helping this engagement, like I said before. Now the Skeleton Warriors are holding, so are these Graveguards, but they are starting to crumble, which does suck. They are losing to Dwarf Warriors, which is another no, but I mean, can't really stop it, eh? I mean, they've been fighting for quite a while, but it looks like actually an overcast invocation ahead going down. Probably not the, I don't know, I don't think it was the best use of an invocation, but just because now most of these units are going to crumble, and you're kind of wasting winds of magic on something that's just going to crumble out of existence in like a short period of time. But I guess he's trying to save those by popping invocation, because it somewhat helps their leadership. But the Skeleton Warriors are going to do very good with Slayers, since they have no armor, and they're only good at bringing down large targets. Oh my gosh. So the Corpse Cart went right into Slayers and Ungrim and got just beat the crap out of right there. But we do have Vargolf, who is trying to punch through these units right here. He's going to help out these zombies win this fight, as he just throws a fist at these dwarves, and it looks pretty sick. I mean, I wish I had the blood mod. I have to get that. Not the mod, but we do have the Black Coach that is running through everything. It's going to need a move, just because of the fact that Ungrim and the Slaves are coming in now, and this is not where it wants to be whatsoever. It looks like an Invocation of Nahek is actually being used on this Black Coach here. Black Coach probably going to be needed, yeah. Chasing off these units and just kind of like breaking through them. Wow. I just like how it just kind of like just steamrolled through that unit. It's just like vroom, vroom. Yeah, that's what it needs to be doing. It needs to be kind of cycle charging in and out and just routing off these units, making sure that they don't come back. So it's easier for the Fellbats to kind of just chase them off. And Poison Ducky is doing a great job of that. But the Vargulf is getting really low. It's probably going to need an invocation somewhat soon. Ungrim and the Lamian Vampire Lord are really healthy still. And so it's going to come down to probably a Lord fight at the point of the battle. But we'll see. The Vargulf is kind of stabilizing here as it has gained some of its leadership back. Looks like these Longbeards actually come back, and the zombie summon coming down from the Lamian Vampire Lord onto these Dwarf Warriors with great weapons and Slayers. The Black Coach needs to try and kind of come over here and support this little engagement. I don't know if it wants to charge right into Slayers, but I mean, it could do that. And as long as it keeps going and just doesn't stop, it'll be fine. But it actually looks like it's getting halted here, and it might go down due to Ungrim and the Slayer boys. Looks like these Fellbats try to get on these miners, and the Black Coach kind of just steamrolls through them due to its like really heavy mass, which is probably one of the reasons it's really good in some certain cases. Looks like these Dwarf Warriors are routed, and so are these Longbeards. So that's good for the it's very good for the counts. And now these Fellbats are probably going to be needed to chase off these units, which is what Poison Ducky is doing and doing a great job of. Grembrindle is getting on this Black Coach, which is a really good play, just kind of getting out, deleting that mass, and I don't think it's actually going to go down here as it's at 500 HP, and it's somewhat stable. No, it's not stabilizing. It's actually crumbling, which does suck because now you lost Black Coach. But I mean, the Lamian Vampire Lord is going to be able to dive in, and you might want to cycle charge. We do have Lightning Reflexes popped here, buffing its damage and speed, so that's going to be good for them. But the Slayers and Ungrim are really healthy, so he needs to pull out and try and kind of cycle charge with his 2 single-ended monsters that he still has left. But it's going to be down to the Ungrim and Slayer combo, which is going to be definitely tough, especially when you have zombie summons just popping down and going to be able to kind of wear you down a little bit and just halt you and do their job. We do have Lamian, and it's doing the cycle charging, which is very good. That's what you want to do with single entities. You want to use the charge bonus and kind of just keep using it, because now you're going to be doing so much damage on the charge, and that's one thing you should utilize to your advantage for sure, as we have the Lamian Vampire Lord going for some Longbeards, trying to break the Dwarfen leadership, but it's kind of broken already. It's down to the, like I said, the Slayer and Ungrim, and it's probably going to be GG for the Dwarves at this point, with the last Slayer just going down over here. And yeah, it's just going to be down to Ungrim, and he is going to get swarmed by Fellbats and zombies, and looks like he's going to take a charge from the Vargulf. Vargulf doesn't want to stick in there for much longer, as the Lamian Vampire Lord does dive down, and looks like he's going to get a pretty nice charge off. Did quite a bit of HP damage, and so does the Vargulf. And Ungrim is unbreakable, so he's going to fight to the death here, and we'll see if he's able to do it. But other than that, it is a great game by both players. They both did a great job. Poison Ducky was able to come out with the victory here. Great cycle charging coming in from him, and great plays all around. But yeah, pull back out once again. Keep doing the same thing. Yeah, and this is what you want to do with most single entities when you have at least more stuff, because you can't do it when you just have single entities, but you can do it when you have single entities and other troops still alive. And this is going to lead to Ungrim's death, as he just pops Foe Seeker and is eventually going to go down. He is at 100 HP and he's gone. And that is a very well played game by Poison Ducky. Did a great job. Lamy Vampire Lord did great. So did the Graveguard and the Black Coach. Black Coach Mass is so heavily impacts the game, and it did a great job of just running through the Dwarven line and getting in the back line and kind of doing its thing. But for Grumbrindol, his front line did great, of course. So did the Slayers. Slayers killed very vital targets such as um, the Corpse Cart. Almost killed the Black Coach. Almost killed the Vargolf, but Vargolf was able to pull out there, and Thunderers were compromised a little too quickly. Flame Cannon did a number on those with Graveguard for sure. The cannon, I don't know what it actually shot. I believe it was shooting at the Graveguard as well, but didn't pack as much punch as the Flame Cannon did. But yeah, Dwarf Warriors are definitely hard to beat, and well played game. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Um, but yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Um, Thanks for tuning in. As always, peace out.